The film opens in a grim detention facility, where a prisoner sits shackled and restrained. Soldiers arrive, and his cell door is flung open. He's dragged out onto the balcony, facing a jeering crowd. The onlookers scream at him, calling him a murderer, a bloody monster. The jailer commands a guard to announce his punishment. Before everyone, the guard declares that the court has sentenced him to hang in 2 days. But the punishment won't stop there. The executioner will first break his hands and feet. The crowd erupts with excitement, hungry for blood. But who is this infamous killer? To understand, the story rewinds several years. We travel back to the stinking, chaotic fish market of Paris, a place where people make their living selling fish and meat. Here, a destitute fishmonger gives birth to a child. She had previously borne 4 dead children, throwing them into the stream alongside rotten fish. Believing this one dead too, she does the same, yet the child survives. Amid the foul stench of decay, he cries, drawing the attention of the market crowd, who curse his mother. This child grows up to be the prisoner on the balcony, Jean. Jean is no ordinary boy. He has an extraordinary sense of smell and a mysterious, deadly talent. Anyone who abandons him or harms him eventually dies. His mother, who tried to discard him, is sentenced to death. Jean is sent to Madame Gaulet's orphanage, a place that cares for children only for profit. At the orphanage, other children see Jean as a threat and attempt to kill him, but Gaulet intervenes, punishing them. The hardships he faces render him mute for 5 years. Yet through his unparalleled sense of smell, Jean perceives everything around him. At 13, Gaulet sells him to a collector of animal skins. While working hard under harsh conditions, Jean experiences the world outside for the first time. The city overwhelms him with new smells, sensations, and beauty. He is drawn to a perfume shop, captivated by a shopkeeper displaying a famed fragrance. But another scent catches his attention, a young fruit seller. Entranced, Jean follows her, and in a shocking moment, he accidentally kills her while trying to understand the nature of her scent. Astonished by this mysterious disappearance of her fragrance, he becomes obsessed with scent itself. Meanwhile, Paris has a great perfumer whose reputation and business are declining due to the rise of new perfumers in the city. And this is where Jean's story of obsession, murder, and extraordinary talent begins to intertwine with the world of perfume, setting the stage for a tale of genius, madness, and revenge. Jean had a habit of imitating other perfumers, studying their techniques obsessively. One evening, he visits Baldini's shop to deliver a goatskin and is immediately captivated by the variety of perfumes on display. While there, he detects the scent of Baldini's own body and boldly claims that he could create a perfume to match it. Baldini laughs, dismissing the claim, but Jean insists, explaining the extraordinary power of his sense of smell. Intrigued, Baldini gives him a chance. Jean crafts several perfumes, and Baldini is astounded when he detects the unmistakable aroma of love in them. The perfume becomes a city sensation, cementing Jean's talent as something unparalleled. Baldini, overwhelmed by nostalgia for a lost love, realizes Jean's genius could revive his declining career. Baldini takes Jean under his wing, acquiring him from Grimmel. That very night, in a drunken mishap, Grimmel meets his death after falling into a stream. With Grimmel gone, Jean becomes Baldini's secret weapon, his creation propelling perfumer to fame across Paris. Baldini teaches Jean the art of perfume making, explaining the structure of every fragrance. 3 sets of 4 scents each, 12 scents in total. Any perfume that exceeds this, any 13th scent, would be unmatched by any human hand. Inspired, Jean promises to create this ultimate perfume and begs Baldini to teach him the process. Baldini demonstrates his complex method, distilling 10,000 flowers into a single bottle using a machine he brought to Paris. But soon, Jean is frustrated. The process fails. He cannot capture the essence of iron and glass. Overcome with despair, he collapses into unconsciousness. Baldini worries, fearing that Jean's illness will ruin his career. Determined, Jean turns to a new method, extracting scents from animal fat. Baldini instructs him to travel to Grasse, giving him 1,000 formulas for the journey. Before leaving, Baldini's house is mysteriously destroyed, killing him, leaving Jean truly free for the first time. On the road to Grasse, Jean experiences independence like never before. He chooses a mountain path over the village, discovering a cave to rest. Days pass, and he dreams of the fruit seller girl from his past. Awakening, he notices something unsettling. He cannot smell his own body. While bathing in the rain, the realization hits him. He has no personal scent. The next morning, Jean resumes his journey and suddenly senses the familiar fragrance of the fruit seller. Following the scent, he spots her stepping off a carriage, the most beautiful girl he has ever seen. Driven by obsession and his unparalleled sense of smell, he pursues her, determined to follow the trail all the way to Grasse. The story reaches a chilling climax as Jean follows the scent of a girl, leading him into the opulent palace of the world's richest man, Rickes. There, he sees Laura, Richie's beautiful daughter, and Grasse's most stunning woman. Jean, now a master perfumer, has learned the dark art of extracting fragrance from human fat. First trying it unsuccessfully on a female co-worker. Undeterred, he perfects the method using a streetwalker, combining animal fat and meticulous technique to create the perfect scent. Testing it on the streetwalker's dog confirms his success. Jean then crafts a set of 13 bottles, each one born from murder. At Laura's birthday party, children play hide and seek, giving Jean the opportunity to strike. Laura survives his attack, but twin girls disappear, the first victims in his grisly series. Their bodies are later found floating under a city bridge. The murders continue, terrorizing Grasse, forcing families to lock their doors in fear. Jean mixes 12 bottles into a single ultimate perfume, leaving only one more victim, Laura herself. Rickes, observing the pattern, notes the victims are all young girls, killed without signs of seduction. Desperate, the townspeople turn to the church for help, bringing a flicker of hope. Meanwhile, Jean tracks Laura, using his uncanny sense of smell. His crimes are discovered through clues left behind. The streetwalker's dog and his former co-worker, Drit, reveal evidence of his murders, and the police uncover the hair and clothing of other victims. Rickes, terrified for Laura, hides her in a hotel, keeping her room keys close. But Jean steals the key and completes his final act. Laura is found dead the next day, and Jean finishes the 13th bottle, perfecting his ultimate perfume. The police finally arrest him, and the story loops back to the present, Jean's impending punishment. As the public gathers for the execution, Jean opens the lid of his final bottle. The executioner, dressed as a prince, kneels before him, proclaiming Jean blameless. Jean sprinkles the perfume on a handkerchief, releasing an intoxicating aroma that overwhelms the crowd. Instantly, the people of Grasse are transformed, experiencing pure ecstasy and uninhibited love, regardless of age, status, or color. Yet, amid the euphoria, Jean feels the void of true love, missing the fruit seller girl who once captivated him. His longing and sorrow overwhelm him. Suddenly, Rickes arrives, sword in hand, intent on vengeance, but the perfume's magic compels him to bow and beg for forgiveness. Realizing the power and danger of his creation, Jean leaves the city. The effects of the perfume fade, returning the citizens to normal. Jean returns to his birthplace, the fish market, pouring the ultimate perfume over himself. Its potency draws every eye in the room, cementing his final triumph. Jean's extraordinary life ends, leaving behind a legacy of genius, obsession, and the dark beauty of scent.